Hey YouTube, my name's Steph and my partner is a collector, which makes me a collector by proxy. We played Man of Medan and I'm going to tell you what I thought about it. Man of Medan is a interactive survival horror game which came out in 2019. Interactive survival horror is very much like a choose your own adventure movie. You have some dialogue choices with these different characters. You play multiple characters throughout the thing, and you have some dialogue choices which influences your relationships and the outcomes that'll happen. And you also get to walk around in the space, find some stuff that might influence the story, and some quick time events, which and all of that kind of contributes to whether or not these characters get out alive in this survival horror situation. We really enjoyed the other game by the same company, not part of the anthology, but Until Dawn. I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what Until Dawn is. It was a super fun, like, teenager slasher interactive survival horror game. We very much enjoyed that game. It was it was just great. Very good, like, pass the controller play, very spooky, very scary. We had a great time playing it, and so I was really excited to try out the first in this anthology series, especially because Man of Medan, teenagers go out on a diving trip, wind up on a spooky ship. We are very down for on the water horror in this house, and so I was excited to play it. Now, in terms of our experience for this game, it was mixed. I think overall we really did enjoy it. The story and the mystery were a lot of fun. You could see the different influences, different movies and different books that the game makers took to put into the story. It was a lot of fun. It was a great mystery, even though we totally figured out the mystery like way before the characters did, which was kind of annoying because like they had all of the information and it just took them a really long time to like figure out what was going on. And the characters were pretty blank slate, like bland. They had like two of them had like a pretty solid foundation in what their stereotype was, which was at least something, but all of the other ones were kind of just like, they could die. It's fine. We did try and not kill anybody though, which was hard. It was very hard to do, especially because of how fast and unfair the quick time events are and how terrible the controls are in this game. It was so frustrating, the controls in this game. Oh my goodness. And yeah, it was just bad. The controls are bad. You're walking around, you can't really move around, and like it's like you're on a boat, like there's not really anywhere to go. You can only go so many, turn or go forward, and it was difficult to play this game. Other than that, the characters are bland. Their dialogue was super basic, nothing special. I was actually laughed out loud a couple times because like, all right, like it just wasn't like in tune with what was going on in the world, and it was actually kind of like, what the heck is going on here? Also, like, we would work and make choices to build trust with characters, because that's usually how you keep people alive, right? Is you make sure that you're nice and everybody trusts you. But like, it felt like no matter what our choices were, especially closer to the beginning, the game was like, we need to move this story forward, and it could only figure out how to move that story forward by like having tension between the characters. So like, we would save someone's life or like do something really great for them, and then literally the next cutscene would be like, we can't trust her, we can't trust her, there's no way. And we're like, we just like risked our lives for you, why are you like, it felt like the game was like, okay, that's great, you make whatever choices you want, but right now that doesn't matter, we need to move the story forward, and we're not creative enough to move it forward in any other way other than this. And that was like kind of disappointing for me, especially. But other than that, like, we actually did have a really good time with this game. The scares are really good. There's a lot of great spooky scares, even if when we knew like what the mystery was and like we had figured it out, it was still spooky. Like, we were still freaked out like what was going on. We felt like anything could happen. And yeah, it was hard to keep these characters alive. It was actually challenging, and not just because the controls sucked but also because the controls sucked. And overall, like, I think the story and the mystery itself, it was worth the playthrough. So I do recommend, especially if you are into like slashers and survival horror, to give it a play if you haven't already. Yeah, give it a go. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below if you played the game and you liked it before, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.